Hey guys, so I thought I'd do a little quick comparison video of my bikes here, and thought I'd show you, I guess, kind of the differences and things I've done differently on that one as well as this one here. So far, my PEBL, I've had it for probably about 3 months, and it's been really great, and I've hardly haven't or I've hardly had any major issues with it. Mechanically, it's done pretty well. There is some cosmetic stuff going on with it, and I'll show some of that here shortly, and I'll kind of explain what happened, which was actually, on my part anyway, not good for it. So, and it's something I did to it, and it's actually, what happened was I kind of scraped it up against a concrete pole, and the top part got some green paint on it. So, which I just need to take it to a body shop. There's a local body shop here in town that can work on it and polish out that green paint. So, but yeah, this one, I'll show you what I did on here. See if I can. As you can see there, I put a 48 volt converter on it. Let's see if I can get you around in here so you can see it. You can kind of barely see it in there, but it's, yeah, there we go. Yeah, there it is. Now you can see it. I put a 48 volt converter. What I decided to do on this one was I found out I can run my 48 volt batteries on my PEBL, also on my bike here, and also with the 48 volt batteries I get faster speed, instead of with the 36 volt batteries. And on this one I can go nearly 22 miles an hour with it, but of course that's because it's lighter, and it's only got a 500 watt motor compared to this one over here, which has a 750 watt motor on it. So what I've done was I talked to Nevin, and I got another charging adapter cable, which the hookups for this one are regular 45 amp Anderson power pole connections, which if you worked with e-bikes before, you know what those are. And I've got the 48 volt converter along with the controller hookup on this. And if you're a PEBL owner, you know that there's 2 hookups on the charging connector for the charger to plug into. So what I did was I just reversed those, and I put the controller and the 48 volt converter on those hookups, and then I just run the big red plug right there into the batteries that were on the PEBL. As the horns go there, I do need to replace them. They are getting a little weak because of weather, since this one had to sit out in the rain last year and all that, and I'm not riding it as much right now because the weather's been inconsistent, and it'll be sunny for one day and then cloudy and overcast and might rain, like it is right now, which actually I think it's supposed to rain tonight. Um, but let's go over here and I'll show you a few things I've done. Let me get in it. See if I can get it in focus. Yeah, in here I put a little 12-volt window heater. I thought about getting a USB fan, but since it's Iowa, and it gets cold, like below freezing for weeks on end, I just had to get something that would help defrost the windshield here. So it's got two settings. It's got fan and heat, and this is a blower that blows that takes the cold air and then blows it out this way, so and it can keep the window defrosted. So there it is on heat, and there it is on fan, and it's only 150 watts, and you got to find the correct plug and the correct 12-volt converter to hook up to it. Otherwise it's not going to work right and you could short something out. The other thing I got were these two Golden Hawk, these pair of Golden Hawk speakers. I just removed the bolt cover that was on the mirror, and I took those off and I attached the handlebar mount brackets to the mirrors right here, and I just hooked them up that way, and they work out pretty good too, and they're loud. They're like 50 watts, and they sound pretty good. I'll put the link to the speakers in the description below so you guys can get it, and I'll put the link to the window heater as well, so you can check that out. So anyway, here's the other one. The other thing is there's this little key fob right here. Let's see if I can get the camera in focus. There we go. I got this little key fob right here that runs the speakers. There's Bluetooth mode, and there's also auxiliary mode, so if you have something that's got an 1/8 inch hookup, like a little pocket radio or something, you can just plug that in and you get your radio. I have XM radio on my phone, and I just use that, and works out great. I've also got iHeart plus a bunch of other stuff on there too, so, and Spotify too, which works out well. So yeah, the cycle analyst here, I did another video on that, which is a little bit older, and one of my first videos I showed some about that. That's been working out great too. Got to do the measurements just right, otherwise it's not gonna read out the correct speeds. My heater, that top bolt came loose, so I had to zip tight to the bracket, and that's been working out okay. It doesn't shake around a whole lot, and it stays in there pretty secure. The other thing is here. Back here, I did get the slow-moving vehicle triangle put on. That, I'll wait till that car passes. Yeah, put that slow-moving vehicle sign on that Eric mentioned, and I cut that down, slapped it on, and it's been doing pretty well. I also took off the thumb screws off the back here, which you can see. I zoom in on it. And I put on lock nuts on the ends there to keep the pole here in place. This was actually recommended by my local police station to have one of these, and this is eye level with somebody driving a car. So, and they see it really well. In fact, they see it actually better than if I didn't have anything on there. And I would recommend putting one on there. And also, the other thing was I wanted to mention too, I did get a permit down here. I'll zoom in so you guys can see that. And that's issued by my local county. So that enables me to ride this on the bike trail and county paved trails. So anywhere within Polk County, I can ride this. And I even got another one, a second permit for this one as well. And all you have to do is just email your local county, check with them to make sure that e-bikes are permitted on trails, and if they're not, you just have to ask for a permit. And I mean, that's the way it works here. I'm sure other places have different laws, and you know, that's of course that's a whole nother topic, and you know, debate for another time. But that's what I had to do to be legal, you know, so I can ride on the trails and not have any issues with it. So, and I have ridden on some trails here. The paths are kind of narrow, and I did have to get over partially some on the grass when somebody came by, you know, which is okay, and I wasn't in any big kind of hurry, and I just let them go. And when people do pass, they do sometimes give out compliments, and you know, I wave at them and say thank you, and you know, and so, and you know, that's been going pretty good. The last thing I did want to show you guys was what happened. See all this green paint right here? Kind of cloudy, and yeah, right here. When I was going to work to get into my parking spot, there's a pole I have to go around, and I took the pole too wide, and there's some block displays on the left, and one of them was a stair display, and I actually went up over the stair, and the front left tire was actually leaning on the stair, and when the bike leaned, it hit the pole on the right side as I was going through between the wall and the pole. So, and I'm kind of laughing, but I'm kind of not, you know, kind of frustrated, you know, that I have to deal with this, take it to a body shop and all that. And, you know, it's just part of learning. And this right here, when I hit the pole, it kind of hit it, you know, with a pretty good impact, and it pushed that in, and this came up, which I'm gonna have my body guys look at that too and see if there's anything that can be done. Maybe it just needs to be glued back down or something, you know, resealed, I guess. And the other cosmetic thing with mine was sometimes when I get in and out, I bump the door, and there's a piece down there that came out, and the hole where the bolt goes, the part of the hole was torn as I moved the part of the door thing out. So, and you know, as I kicked it with my foot, which is actually right here. But anyway, or no, it's right here. Yeah. Yeah, right there. So, and then the other thing I got was this little bag right here. Got it at a local store, and I put my phone in there, wallet, and I just attached that to the back side of the seat, and that way I don't lose my stuff when I'm riding. I did used to put it up there on the dash, but it wasn't, you know, accessible, bounce around and all that, wouldn't stay safe. So I got that bag to keep my stuff secure. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'll do some more updates for you guys and keep you posted. I am going to do a